Hi, I'm Jessie Walters from Charles Rutenberg. I'm here today with Amerikey Paul McClough. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about, of course, we talk about real estate on the show, and a lot of different items that we have on the real estate are, things people don't think of. When you purchase a home or you're renting a home, or you just need one of the things that you need to do is make sure that you're secure in the house with proper locks and stuff. So that's where you come in. So so if you're a new realtor and you need someone to help you with to refer someone out to, this is the person you talk to. So how long have you been in business?
Almost 4 years.
Oh, okay.
So, yes.
Okay.
Worked for somebody else out in Tampa and then branched off. So we've been Amerikey for about 4 years. So.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So, and also, what areas are you guys in? Because I know we're out of Clearwater is my office, but we do, I'm in Pasco, Pinellas, Hillsborough, Hernando. So you're good with that area?
All of the above.
Okay.
Yes.
And any more or no?
No, we just started getting some hits actually in our Orlando area.
Oh, wow.
So we might actually start traveling. That's kind of the vision for the company anyway. But yeah, we're licensed in Hillsborough, and those are the main counties that we hit. So
okay, that's awesome. So you're close if anyone needs anyone to change out locks. But tell us more about what you do, because I know you think like as far as a realtor goes, you think locksmith. We need some locks, you know what I mean? So tell me more about what you're, basically what you do on a daily basis.
So locksmith is such a broad term. A lot of people tend to think that we just do like emergency services. You lock your keys in your car, call a locksmith, or you lock your keys in your house. But it's so much broader than that. I mean, we do rekeys, we do repairs, we do installs, we do door closers. That's both residentially, commercially. We do automotive. Again, that's the lockouts, but we also do the fobs. We do the programming of the car keys as an alternative, yes, to dealerships. We do safes. So, and we do access control. So.
Right, yeah, and on you have your website up right now, but I was looking at there and it even had. So you have the residential. So if you're purchasing a home and they hand you the keys at closing, and you want, obviously you want to think to yourself, the other homeowner has keys. Did they lend the keys out, or did the neighbor have the keys, or did the dog walker have the keys?
Yes.
So that might be something. Whereas you want to change your, actual residential locks out, and then if they all don't match up. That's another reason. I had a customer call you last week, and they just always go in through the garage door. They have a front door. They lock it from the inside. They do not have the front door key, and that's why they called you. Because so they wanted keys to match. So I had realtors going in, and I couldn't say go in through the garage door. So that's why they called you, to make sure we had a key to put in the locks. No problem. No problem. That was new for Richie. So so we got the residential, and then if you have a rental. I think that's a lot of people will move right into a rental, and if you ask your landlord, can I put new locks in, or rekey it all, that's something to secure you too, because you only have you have the prior tenant and the prior to, what I mean, depending on how cheap your landlord is.
For generations, believe me.
5 years worth of people that have the key to your house. So, so you do commercial. I saw that on there, right?
Yes.
So you're saying lockout, lock install, and that's on your website too.
Correct.
And then what is on security controls? That it says business rekey and security controls. What is that? Just to secure the property with the keys, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's different steps to securing a commercial building. Whether that be rekeying the property, making sure all the locks work, make sure your fire exits, all your door locks are operating correctly. Also, what type of control do you have for your keys? A lot of businesses, they hire and fire, they get new management.
Oh yeah, true.
So what type of process do you have for that? And it's funny because a lot of them don't even have any processes in place. So they got keys that have been there, since they've been in business for 15 some years. They went through ton of ownership changes or employee, changes. So we like to educate our customer on that. So.
Yeah, that's true. It's stuff I feel like it's stuff you don't really think about. And before we got on here, you actually said, which was a great point, you spent all this money on obviously residential or commercial. You spent all this money on this property, and you have, the first thing you get in there, like you were saying, you want new floors, you want new paint, you want to make it your own, and then you don't think to secure the property with just a key, front door key.
Secure what you just invested in.
Yeah.
Secure your family,
right?
Your business. That's your livelihood. So.
Yeah, and on all the people that could have. I didn't even think of past employees. Gosh, that's true. Because you give them a key to get in and out, and then I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, you hire fire, and then they got a key down.
Yeah. So now on the when we were talking about automobile, you guys do the lockout if you're actually in a car, your car's locked out, and it said AAA, right? You're through AAA too? Yep.
Well, we're a service provider for AAA.
Okay.
Actually, there's multiple different providers that we actually do now for emergency roadside services. So,
okay.
But yeah, if you lock your keys in your vehicle, we can open it up.
Is AAA? I don't know on AAA because I have AAA. Just because I have a teenage daughter who drives, so I have AAA just for that because I know she's gonna. And we've already used it for flat tire. She just started driving, so she's already been on the side of Moon Lake Road with tire change and all that stuff. So as far as if I call, she hasn't done this yet, but say she locks herself out of the car, is that when I call AAA, can I suggest you, or do they as a vendor? Okay, so that's something because we did have AAA on here too.
Okay.
So that's good.
It's 1029 is our number. So when you call, you can request Amerikey Locksmith.
Oh, okay.
We do battery jumps as well.
Oh, that's good to know.
We don't do the tire changes and all that, but and we replace car keys.
So on the fobs, how long do those take to do? Can you do those instantly, or is that something you have to purchase and?
It depends on the process. So if you lost your keys, we have a license to actually run a VIN code. So this is the process. We have to run the VIN number, pull the key code, pull the PIN code, get all that information, cut the key, go to the vehicle, and program it.
Right.
So that's a little bit of a process.
Right.
I mean,
it
not
doesn't sound
hours.
cheap. Yeah.
It's not yet. and there's cost involved even for ourselves. If you lose a Toyota key, you got to pay Toyota for it.
Right.
The duplication process is much quicker. We can still pull the key code, but then we're just, duplicating a key.
Right.
And then plugging it into the system. So.
Right. And then some of the more expensive cars, I know that those are even harder to do the fobs, right?
Yeah, the older vehicles, you could even do a 1, 2, 3 type thing. You could even program some yourself. But now with the chips, today's day and age, they have laser cut keys now. So you have to have a specific laser machine.
Right, to do that,
which we do.
That's good.
We don't have a laser, but it actually duplicates laser cuts.
So. Oh, okay, that's good to know. That is awesome. So also when I was looking through on the website, we had looked at, there was file cabinet. I didn't even think these are things I never even thought of. File cabinet, and then we were talking and you were saying safes, right?
Safes, yep. We do child locks.
Okay.
Pretty much anything with a key.
You're like,
or something you want to lock up, we can pretty much do that for you, So.
Yeah, because two mailboxes, stuff like that. I didn't think of because slider doors,
sliding door locks. We have a specific lock. It's called a cow lock. It was developed by a Miami-Dade police officer, but they're awesome. I don't even have a way myself other than forced entry to get through these.
Oh,
locks.
wow.
But on the inside of it, you actually get a little key to protect children from going up and unlocking the slider, maybe going out to your pool area.
Right.
So it comes with a little key, but we do slider door locks, yes.
That's good. Yeah, so I know in the county they want, or it used to be, I don't know if the code has changed, but they used to have 2 barriers and it had to have the special child barriers. So that would be, that'd be good. 3 barriers is good in Florida, with pools and stuff like that, So on the FBI background check, what did that mean on your site too?
So, I'm a firm believer that the locksmith services, should be the most trusted industry.
Right.
And I made my team go out and get all of our fingerprints. So it was sent off to the FBI so that we were all completely background checked.
Right.
And that includes our dispatcher as well. You know, she's collecting personal information, credit cards, your house, address. So everybody has went through a level 2 background check to make sure that they were cleared nationally, not just within the state of Florida. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so I saw that on there, and that's, I guess, I mean, a lot of times even in just normal residential, or, you know, you have a handyman come in, you have these other people come in, they're going to do your locks for you, and obviously they're not FBI, you know, they're not checked. They're, some of them are convicted. I had a friend call me, her neighbor called a tree guy, and he's like a convicted felon, you know, and everything, which it would, I mean, everybody can start over again, and I believe in that, but he was a one of the child ones, and then you know what I mean, and she has kids, so I was like, awkward, you know what I mean, get him out of the house.
Yeah,
he was in the front yard, thank God, but you know, it's just, you just don't know what you're getting. So that's obvious. That's awesome if you can write that on there that you actually did all that, you know.
Yes, I mean, I think, like I said, I'm sorry, and believe me, like you said, everybody has a past, but when it comes to locksmithing, you do need to be the most trusted, and you really need a clean background.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I'm holding the keys to your home, to your vehicle, you know.
Yeah,
so.
you want to be trusted, exactly.
Absolutely.
So on your emergency lockouts, what do you have timing on that as far as is there, you know, do you turn your phone off ever, or is this something someone call you at 2 o'clock in the morning, or do you guys have time, or just emergency hours, or?
So when I worked for another company, I mean, I worked long 24 hours.
Yeah.
I truly did. And when I started this company, you know, I wanted to be a family man and have a family business. We're open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay, that's
Monday through
long
Saturday.
hours, though. Yeah.
Yes. And, you know, we usually have about a 20 to 30-minute turnaround.
Okay.
So if you get locked out of your house, since we do have a team, you know, not everybody has a team. So we got, you know, 3 emergency guys on staff that are ready to go.
That's good. Yeah, and we had a picture, speaking of family man, your advertisement with your son. That's a great picture. Well, we're going to throw that up, too, so he can see he's a star on there. There he is.
Yeah.
He's adorable. Oh, my gosh.
Thank you. Yeah, he's FBI background check.
Yeah.
You can't see it on the other side, but yeah, he's 2.5. His name's Titus. So.
Oh, yeah, he's really cute. Titus is adorable. Yeah, so he that we were talking about the advertising and stuff with him, and you can see he's a star, you know, in the making there. Yeah. They're like, can you bring him with you, you know? So that's good to know. So if you're purchasing a home, you want all the keys to match, or you want to make sure that the other people don't you don't wake up and they're just standing there one day, they forgot they sold the house to you or whatever, you know. I always feel like everybody's kind of out of their mind right now. We had we were talking about garage door openers, you know, and we were talking about this prior, but I sold a house, and the old owner, the previous owner had the garage door opener, and the people were moving in, and she was just outside the house opening and shutting their garage because it was kind of one of those, she didn't really want to sell, but and we were like, you're going to have to give the garage door opener up. Yeah, it's a little awkward that you're not the owner anymore and you're outside and opening and shutting it. So that's another thing, garage door openers, you know, as far as
changing codes. You know, I don't get too in-depth in the garage doors because that's a whole nother profession. But you can change the codes, the keypad codes, definitely change the clicker because that's another part of the security for sure.
And if you call, I'm sure if you guys call, give them a call and ask what you should do if you just purchased a home or you just started renting a home. I know a lot of times in the apartment complexes, I don't think they want you to rekey, or you have to get the landlord's permission, right?
Depends. Everybody's got policies. Some of the apartment complexes may have a master key system.
Right.
However, the industry's moving electronically now.
Oh, yeah.
So we're starting to get rid of the keys, and a lot of apartment complexes are now just having us change the code as opposed to having all these keys running around. So it's a lot easier on the landlord as well.
Right. Okay. And so speaking of that, so you do the digital keys to digital door.
That's the new age.
Yeah, that's awesome. A lot of the ones, a lot of the new construction houses that I sell, they have the digital, and it is a lot easier. But then again, I have one right now too. I'm selling our house, and I have a digital code, and I can give realtors a digital code. But when we're done, we need to change the digital codes, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
You still got to change the code, and you still, if it has a backup key, which most of them do, you still got to change that backup key. So,
yeah.
But as we move into the future, you're not going to see the backup key anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be all digital.
Yeah, she has a digital, and then she said, what code do you want? And she let me pick my digital code. I was like, this is great. But then I was like, all these realtors are going to have the same.
Have all the codes.
Yeah, so with our, we have Bluetooth, and so it literally, if you go into, the key lockbox, it has like a list of people for me. But if you just give someone your code, like she was giving, then I feel like, I don't know, John Smith came through, you know what I mean? Sarah Smith,
Sure.
I'm like, I don't know which realtor came at this time. Basically, I don't know which one left the back door open and this unlocked. So I can call them and be like, make sure you lock up,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only thing. But she was saying she's going to give each person their unique code. And I'm like, that's a lot of work with house sales for me right now, only because if I have 10 people showing it, we don't want 10 different, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So we stuck to the lockbox on that. But that's good information as far as the locks. And then the slider door, I always feel like the ones, you see people, only because I get to see people what they've done as far as breaking into.
Sure.
So I know that they used to take the sliding glass doors and take a shovel and just pop the sliding glass doors out. But you said that the lock you have beats that?
Yes, it's a double deadbolt, and it actually secures it right in the middle of the door. So you're talking about jimmying or taking, and you sit there and and I've bypassed rods. I've bypassed pins. Pins vibrate out.
Right.
Rods flip up.
Right.
Where this secures it right in the middle of the door. There truly is. I have no way of bypassing this lock myself.
That is good to know. That is really, so the, you know how I call it the burglar bar, and someone will put like a baseball bat in there or whatever. And I'm like, here's they'll put it in but like you said, if you shimmy that, they do tendency to pop out of there.
The worst ones are the ones that are about halfway up and they have like a little spring load to them.
Oh, yeah.
All you do.
Oh, no.
One quick swift and it goes and pops. I mean,
oh my gosh.
I hate to say that, but
yeah, it's true.
It's
very true. No, it is true, because I see like a lot of times, that stuff, the stuff that secures the door is also the stuff that secures it to stay open too. So they think they locked it where you have, you know what I mean? It's it's not locked all the way, or it's open this much and it's almost locked. Because I go the places all the time, and I'll be, literally I'll walk around the back and say, I bet you, the sliding glass door is probably open. And the realtors, they don't know how to do the I guess a lot of people don't. It's not. I don't want to blame all their. Yeah. So they'll leave those open. But I am like, especially if I can't get into a house and they're like, it's vacant, just go ahead in. Chances are, it sounds bad, but the chances are the sliding glass door is open.
I just did one in St. Pete last week. It was the same thing. He gave me the door opener to go through his property, and all I had to do was go around back and the slider was wide open. Like, I didn't need the door open.
Yeah, it's already. Yeah, please secure my property. I left it wide open. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Well, thanks so much for joining me, and I'm going to obviously share your information with my office.
Really
we have 2,300 agents, and so you'll probably get some phone calls, but we appreciate you guys, and like I said, thanks for coming in, and I'm going to put your website up and all your information. So if anyone it gets locked out, or if you're like me in the future, most likely will get locked out, give you a call. And everybody stay tight. We've got a couple more segments to come on. We're going to talk about how to get that house sale through a bidding war, and we're also going to be joined by the Houdini from the Humane Society. So stay tight. I'm Jessie Walters from Charles Rutenberg. Welcome back. I was just wanted to go over with you guys on how to win a bidding war. There's a lot of houses that you're trying to buy right now, and obviously most likely you're not getting the offers, and you want to know why, or you want to know how to write that contract, or what the extra information you may need to make that contract go through. And that's what I'm going to help you with. So, so first of all, you find a house you like, and you know that there's going to be other offers coming in on it. I just had one this weekend. We had 9 offers, and I'm going to tell you the breakdown of why we picked the offer that we picked. Basically, this is going to help you guys when you're putting the offers in with your agent, or if you need an agent, call me. So this is going to help you guys to figure out why I'm not getting the houses or how I can get the houses. So basically, you write up your contract. Your agent's helping you. Of course, that deposit, when you write what you're going to put in escrow, this deposit, if you have financing, you can get it back if your financing fails. You don't have to worry about that. So the first thing you want to do is make your deposit on your escrow deposit look as if you're serious about the offer. You don't want to put $500 down if you're buying a $300,000 house, or a $500,000 house. You want to put $5,000 down if you're buying a $500,000 house, or at least $3,000 down, or a couple thousand on a $300,000 house. So first thing you're going to have to talk about is your escrow deposit. So you have that money, and again, they're not going to take it and go shopping with your money, or if you give it to me, I'm not going to get to go shopping with your money. Unless you guys want to go shopping with me, then we can go shopping with your money. But you're going to put that money into escrow, which means that it's going to be sitting at a title company. So if anything, God forbid, you lost your job, your financing fails, you're going to get that deposit back. So don't worry about that. Okay, so we have your escrow deposit. That's the first thing. The first thing they're going to look at is how much you're offering and your escrow deposit to show that you're serious. Most houses are going for over the asking price. But what I've seen a lot of agents do, which looks really good, is to offer asking price and then to put an escalation clause. So we'll go into that in a second. But so you have your asking price. So the house is $325, or let's say $350, and you're going to put $350, and then you're going to put $3,500 deposit, or $5,000 because we're serious. So that's the first part of your contract that you're going to put. You're going to put full asking price, or sometimes I'll put $1 over, so asking price. And then your closing date, you're going to want to call the other agent. Now, a lot of times the other agents don't pick up the phone because they're getting calls. I had the one day 30 phone calls and text messages, just loads and loads of text messages. You try to call everybody back, but sometimes as a selling agent, you do miss calling people. So you want to know the ideal closing date. So a lot of times if you shoot a text to the listing agent, you can actually at that point find out what the ideal closing date is for the seller. A lot of times they don't even mind taking $1,000 or $2 less if you get the ideal closing date. So let's just say the seller's agent said, I want 30-day closing. So you put the 30-day closing on. Now, if they have cash, obviously, if you have cash, you can close earlier, but you're trying to do what the seller wants to make the offer look good. So you can put on or before 30 days. That way, if they're motivated, they can move forward prior to that. So it shows that you're the perfect buyer. You're going to work with them on or before 30 days, or whatever the seller is happy with. Okay, so then you get to the next part of your contract, and it's going to say what's the financing. The financing is going to be cash, and then the next financing block is going to be conventional, FHA, or VA. Now, of course, everyone, the old saying is cash is king, which is still true with the bidding market. So, or with the bidding that's going on. The first thing that they're going to look at if you have a cash buyer is if it's still comparable and compatible with the other offers. So if you're a cash buyer and the price of the house is $350, don't say, well, I have cash, I can get it for $340, because the chances of you getting it and someone not wanting to wait 30 days for the extra 10 grand is probably slim. So if you're a cash buyer and you want to offer, I would offer as a cash buyer right at asking price, or again, like $100 over or a little bit over if you're a actual cash purchaser. So, so you're a cash buyer, you got your closing within 30 days, or you're matching what the seller says. You got your big deposit that you're putting into escrow, and then you have your full price offer. That's for cash. Now, if you're a conventional, your second place offer. So conventional, again, if you put your full price offer, you're going to put a good deposit. Again, cash has no contingencies. So basically what that means is if you put a deposit down and you're putting 10%, if you change your mind and you decide not to go with that property as a cash buyer, you are losing your deposit. As a conventional buyer, if you put that deposit down and you lose your financing, you are still able to get that deposit back. Or if you lost your job, which means you lose your financing, you are still able to get that deposit back. So that's the only contingency a cash buyer is going to have is your home inspection. So that's on the next page. So when we get to the next page, the home inspection period is, again, really important. And I know this probably sounds like a lot of information for you guys, but when you're filling out the contract, these are the main things that listing agent is going to look at. So how many days for my home inspection period? Now, 0 is the perfect answer if you want to compete with everybody. This person's waiving the inspection period. They're taking the house as is. That's the perfect one. If your buyers, of course, are like everybody, more or less like a little paranoid, but like want to make sure the house is good, which is a normal response when you're purchasing a home. It's a big purchase. So that usually 7 days is enough to get a home inspector out there, even being booked with, delays and COVID. 7 days is adequate. Now, if you don't fill out anything on the contract, it's going to be 14 to 15 days out. I don't suggest that. I don't suggest a 14-day closing. I suggest 7 days, or if you know the house and you've kind of walked through and that's your expertise, you can put 0 days on there. If you're a contractor and you're purchasing a home, something like that, that would make sense. But otherwise, so you have your purchase price, you put full price, put your 10% escrow, you put your closing date to match the seller, you put a 7-day home inspection period. And now, did you win the bid? Well, so basically what happens next is they're comparing the prices, they're comparing the financing. So as I was saying, cash would be number 1, conventional mortgage would be number 2. Conventional, and then the third place would be FHA and VA. I don't make the rules, and I'm just telling you, this is how it is. I know a lot of people get very disappointed with saying that FHA and VA are third place. It's not that they're shaky financing. It's just that right now, the FHA and VA, as far as the seller will pick, it seems like every seller I know has had a friend whose FHA loan didn't go through, or they put 0 down on VA and that didn't go through. Not that there's anything wrong with those loans whatsoever. I would suggest if you have an FHA or a VA loan, if you have a large deposit, to show that large deposit as being part of your financing, or to disclose that to the other agent, just because if there's any problems as far as appraisals, you're going to want to show that you're there and able to make up the gap, which leads me to appraisal contingencies. A lot of sellers agents want to see that you're going to waive the you're going to waive the appraisal contingency, or you're going to put a cap on the appraisal contingency. In other words, you're going to say, we will pay, because I have 10 grand in my account, we will pay up to 10 grand over appraised value. A lot of sellers like to see that they're in it, even though, because everybody's overbidding. If this house doesn't appraise, I'm going to pay $10,000 over. Or some agents will suggest we're going to take the appraisal contingency right off. We have enough cash. This person wants this house no matter what. They have 50 grand in the bank. This house is going to appraise out for maybe, we think 320 to 340. We have the extra to bring up the gap. Let's just take the whole appraisal contingency off. I mean, that's another way to get the house. And then last but not least, you have the appraisal contingency, and you can also put an escalation clause. Now, this is the newest thing. This is 2021's way to buy a house. So what's an escalation clause? An escalation clause is basically stating that you'll go above everybody's bid. Now, there's how do you know that you're going above everybody's bid? That realtor, the selling agent, has to provide your agent with the contract stating the highest bid. So in other words, if this highest bid is $351 and your escalation clause says I will go 1,000 over every single purchaser's bid, but I have to have proof, that the actual selling agent has to send you, of course, with the information knocked off of it, their name and stuff, but has to send you that actual contract stating that they don't need closing costs, that the bid is actually $351, blah, blah, blah. They read through it, and now your bid escalation clause puts you at $352. Now, if that bid said $355, you would be 1,000 over, you would be at $356. Now, most escalation clauses obviously are not going to be open-ended, and otherwise, we could say, oh, they sent me this offer for $1 million, so you're going to pay $1,000,001. Obviously, that's not going to happen. So you want to put a cap at the end of your escalation clause. I just had one this week, and it was literally, I just turned to the escalation clauses, and we got up to beating this escalation clause with this escalation clause. So it's a definite thing right now. And I do suggest it if you have extra cash in the actual purchasing and negotiation. So if you have extra 20, 30,000, you want to make sure that you don't outspend your down payment, that you don't outspend your actual for your insurances, your closing costs, all the stuff that you need when you're figuring this in. And your cash can sometimes even outbid a cash buyer, just your small deposit, by doing these things. So basically, starting from the top again, we got your contract, we got your good sized down payment, we have your usually acceptance date is going to be listed on the MLS of when their last time is. So if it says highest and best by Sunday at noon, you want to match your acceptance date to that. Your closing date is when you talk to the seller's agent, they told you when they wanted to close. Conventional loans, 30 days. Sometimes FHA and VA go 40, 45 days. So you have your 30-day close on or before. Then you get to your home inspection period, and you want to put 7 days if you want to have a home inspection. Or if you don't, and it's a newer home and you're a contractor and you've walked through and you think it's immaculate, and you put 0 days, you're going to waive the inspection period. Those are good ways. And then, like I said, you don't ask for home warranties and you don't ask for closing costs. I mean, you can right now, but unless they really feel that you're a solid buyer, you're not going to, in the way it is right now, we're not going to be giving a lot of closing costs if there's a bidding war. This is going to be something you're going to be looking for more like, if you need closing costs, I would look for back on the market properties. These are properties where people have been under contract. Now they've been on the market for 60 days. People are wondering, just automatically, not that there's anything wrong with the property, but now they're wondering, oh, what's wrong with the property? How come it's been on the market so long? It's such a hot market. Why would it still be for sale? Those are properties people are more likely to work with you. If you have FHA, VA, and you need some closing costs included in them, they're probably a little bit more patient, even though they've just been under contract and it fell through, and so they're disappointed. You're going to have to show you're a solid buyer, maybe a larger down payment for them, but that's another route to go. But basically, I don't suggest right now, if you don't need the closing costs, I suggest you not to ask for closing costs. If you can get a conventional mortgage, I suggest you to switch to a conventional mortgage. So basically, you have your good size down payment, your acceptance up on the bid date, your closing within whatever the seller says, or 30 days, your home inspection period 0 or 7 days, and then the escalation clause up to a certain amount if you have the extra cash. Now, you're going to have to really talk to your agent about the escalation clause and make sure you understand it before you sign it, because you don't want to just get the offer and you do everything I say and it's perfect, but then you don't have any extra cash to actually make any of this happen. So escalation clause, if you have a property that's $350 and it says $365, know that you might be coming in with $15,000 extra, and that this property was priced at $350 and it may not appraise out for $365. So if you have an escalation clause, so the escalation clause will beat everybody by $1,000. So by the time you're done, you're at $365 capped out, and you have to make sure that you're willing to come up with that extra. If you don't have the cash, you're willing to come up with that extra gap. So that's $15,000 cash, and a lot of times the seller will, they don't want to pay that. They don't want to pay the difference. You got the bid because you went over so much. So you have to definitely understand an escalation clause and talk to your agent. Sometimes I'll say, put a lower escalation clause on there if you're not 100% loving the house. You like it, checks all the boxes. I'm not in love with it. Put a $10,000 over asking price escalation clause. But I mean, I'm seeing escalation clauses for, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 over asking price right now. So it's a very, very competitive market. So make sure that you know what you're doing with that. With the escalation clause. And also, we talked about this last time, a heartfelt letter. what your letter needs. So I had one, actually I had two. They're very nice letters, and you have to show the seller, and the seller, it does tug at your heartstrings, and one had kids in it, and one, just different life stories that they had put in it, and how they envisioned, their family, whatever type of family they have, just living in that house, and what they were going to do with it, and how they were going to grow old in the house. Those stories do help if they're on the edge with you and another agent. I had a nurse, the one, she's single, first time home buyer, but she put, I'm a nurse and I'm a first responder, and my customer, there was bids over, and we actually got the bid because she had put, I'm just trying to buy my first home close to the hospital. And the sellers love that. They love their house, and they wanted to see someone who's really going to enjoy it and start a family in there. And, it really helped. And she loved the house, and we definitely got it that way. So it was definitely a good thing. So, on the last one, I had took some notes, but they had said, they love the house. The schools, they were complimentary on the schools, the location, the amenities, and then basically why you want to live there. Why is this house the perfect house? If you have a buyer, us, I do buyer's agent, I'm a buyer's agent and a selling agent, but when you have a person, if there's going to be a problem, as a buyer, that if they love the house, the chances of them actually working things out with the house is better. Like, in other words, the tap leaks under the sink, will they fix it? A buyer will just be like, I can fix that, it's no big deal. But if they're on the edge, they're like, well, we overpaid $15,000 for this house, and now it needs plumbing. They like the house, okay, but if they know you love the house, they're more likely to sell it to you too, because you've done all this stuff with this contract, and then you had this letter too. So, and we talked about home inspections, trying to make that small, and also appraisal contingencies, waiving that if you can. Also, what they don't like too right now is home sale contingencies. So, if you can make it so that you don't have, if you're selling your house, you may want to wait till you get the cash. Or you may want to take that out if you can afford to have 2 mortgage payments and not put the house sale contingency in there too. But those are all great ideas to get that house and win that bid. If you guys need any help, or you want me to put a bid in for you, we can definitely go forward. And I'd be glad to be your buyer's agent or your seller's agent. Just give me a call, and we'd be glad to help you. All my information will be up. And thank you so much. You guys have a great day. Hi, welcome. I'm Jessie Walters with Charles Rutenberg, and we're here today with the Humane Society. We have Sue and Jenifer and Olivia, and of course we have Houdini, the guest star. We're trying to adopt out. Tell me about Houdini.
Houdini is 2.5 years old. He is a high energy copper brindle boy who is super sweet as Olivia is massaging him.
Yeah.
He does sit and down. He would do well as either an only dog or with a very special
almost down
spayed female dog.
Okay.
Most likely, right, a fenced yard. He's got a huge stride.
He really needs it.
Yeah, he's energetic.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then after he plays, conk out time.
Yeah, he just goes to sleep. Like he's looking at himself. He's like, look, I'm a star. Yeah, he's pretty. So how old did you think he was?
2.5.
Okay, and he's boxer and maybe
Pitty,
maybe
probably.
pit mix. He looks a lot like my dog. My dog's boxer and pit mix. And the difference, I think, mine's white with like an underbite, where he seems actually a little smarter than my dog too, which is good. I love my dog, but this one's really smart. He sits, lays down, you know, and he plays with toys. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So he likes going for car rides.
He does. He
probably
was great in the car on the way here.
He looks like, he reminds me of one of the, you know, like a dog you could take to the beach too.
Yes.
You know, definitely.
He'd probably love it.
Yeah, I think he would love it. He just seems like that, like energetic. I like how he's holding the baby at the same time.
They all seem to like a baby.
Yeah. So tell me, where did you got him from? Animal control? Is that right?
Pasco County Animal Services.
Okay.
We go there a lot to check out dogs when we're low.
Yeah.
And it helps them get dogs out, and they're more seen because at Pasco it's a very large
Right.
shelter.
Right. And I think a lot of people, when they lose a dog, they don't realize that they should go look in person, because, you know, I know that they're like, oh, my dog's white. And sometimes when they come in, by the time they come in, they look gray because they're so dirty from being out on the street. You know, you recognize your dog. So if you lose your dog, I think it's best to probably take a ride out there. That one's on 41, right? Off of, Lane
Off of 41 on Dog Patch Lane.
Right. Yeah, I've been in there before. There's a lot of, they have a lot. So that's nice. So you got them from there.
And that way they're all vetted.
Right.
Up to date on everything.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, so his shots are all good. That's good. Yeah, he's beautiful. His brindle colors are so pretty too.
He has a very soft mouth.
Yeah.
Not grabby. I think, you know, sometimes people underestimate the youth of a dog and the need for exercise. But when you exercise them, then they're good.
Yeah.
Right? Like they don't.
You have a different
Just
dog.
like kids,
Yeah.
too, you know.
Exactly.
If you have energetic kids, you know.
They sit in front of a TV all day.
Yeah.
Their energy isn't being used.
Right.
By
Yeah.
4 o'clock, you have a caveman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got to get them out of the house. Yeah, that's the same thing. You know, if anyone's in the house, even us adults, we're sitting in the house, you know, and you have a at-home office, it's good to take a walk. And he's going to make sure that you take you for a walk. You're going to take him for a walk. It's going to be a mutual walk. I literally, January 1st, everybody has their New Year's resolutions. And, you know, a dog like him will make you, you know, get out. You know,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
If you're lacking exercise, he's gonna want to go outside and walk around and stuff. He's social, you know. So do we know how he is with cats? We don't know that, right?
He has not been cat tested.
Okay.
We did walk past a duck outside here when I first got here.
And he seemed okay
one of
with the
those
duck?
fake ducks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
Pre-duck tested. So that we don't know his background, but he just seems like a great dog, you know. He just seems, a lot of times, you know, we were talking about, as we do every show with COVID, you know, a lot of people, he's on the line with, if you could take him to an apartment complex. I don't think you could, right? That's probably how he ended up there.
Most likely not, right?
I think it would be too much. for
Yeah.
him. It wouldn't meet his needs.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking, like maybe that's how he ended up, you know what I mean, in animal control, because if you were downsizing and you had him,
boy.
you know what I mean, in tight quarters, he needs a little room,
Yes.
you know. I mean, he doesn't need an acre. He just needs someone who will take him for walks, you know.
Play with him.
Yeah, he wants to play. Yeah, and like you said, he's not snatching because we've had some other dogs on the show who are very sweet, but they'll snatch it, make
boy.
you feel like you're almost going to lose your hand to get that snack, where he's real gentle on taking the snacks right from you, too. He's sweet,
a great
very
dog.
sweet. Yeah,
He
very
really
sweet.
is. And I would say that he seems to take a few minutes to warm up
Yeah.
to strangers, right? Like he trusts us.
Yeah.
We've had him for 4 days, 5
Yeah.
days.
He's like best friends.
But he is a little bit apprehensive. So
Yeah, at first, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much, I think, how we all are, though, you know. People. You know what I mean? You meet
true.
people and you're like, kind of like, well, I think I like them, but I'm not exactly sure. And he's a face kisser. Olivia's like,
Whether
thank
you
you
want
very much.
it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm bringing in the kisses. Yeah, so that's awesome. So tell me what you guys, I know I always ask the same question, but you guys have a lot of dogs right now, or don't have very many, or are they all adopted out? I know last week we had, they got adopted out, the one we had last week, so that's good.
We have Actually, we'll have 4 smaller dogs this week,
Oh, okay.
just to let everybody know, because those are usually go out the door.
Yeah.
We,
What kind of
change-
dogs are they?
I have 2 Dachshund
Oh, wow.
mixes. I have the Chihuahua. And what's the one we picked yesterday? Jack Russell.
Oh, yeah. Those are nice breeds. Yeah.
So,
Go-
very cute.
Yeah,
you know.
they'll go fast.
We did change our policy on puppies.
Okay.
Because puppies can be so crazy.
Yeah.
It's hard when you got 20 people in line and you only got 3 puppies,
Yeah.
and people get upset.
Yeah.
So we decided that we were going to do applications for puppies.
Oh, okay.
So just go on our website, put an application in, and you'll
That's the
get
air
a call
conditioning.
Yeah.
when we have puppies.
Oh, okay. And puppies are 150, is that right?
250.
250, okay. And
And
then
they're-
he's 100, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so
And they're
Sweet
all
boy.
bedded.
yeah, so
They're
they come
fixed.
with the shots, fixed. That's good.
Heartworm tests.
Oh, that's good.
We do have a couple that have been heartworm positive, but
And you're treating, I think the one you treated, right? The one dog?
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, we always do the slow kill on them. But if they're younger, we might think about going with the fast kill because it's changed so much
Yeah.
from years ago.
Yeah, I know. I had a dog that someone gave him to me, and he ended up with heartworms and stuff. And I treated him, and it was harder on them then. I think it made his he got a little gray on his face after.
It really
But-
does a number.
Yeah, but that was old school, one too. So, yeah, but he was fine. He lived a long life and stuff too. Yeah. So
Well,
after
when
as
they're
long as-
only a year old or 2,
Yeah, then it's-
there's
yeah.
still a lot of life in them.
right, exactly.
So
Yeah, and so you guys have a lot of cats too.
actually, we're low on cats.
Oh, you are?
right now,
You better sit down first.
and we are going to be
Sit.
getting more in.
Sit. Guess
Plus,
that.
I'm getting all the kittens. We have some Hemingway kittens,
Oh wow. Aw. Sit. Good
so they're getting all fixed
He's like, you like me to lay down. Look.
tomorrow. So Thursday they'll be up for adoption.
Oh, okay.
We have adoption days Thursday, Friday, and Saturday,
Saturday.
12 to 4.
Right. Right. So now on the adoptions, and you come in and you meet the dog, make sure, and if you have, do you like them to bring any other animals they have at home to kind of?
Absolutely.
That's the best thing,
And
right?
we also like them, if they have small kids or kids, just any kids, we like the kids to come too.
Right.
And see how the dog interacts
right.
with the children.
Yeah, to make sure it's a good
Right.
fit. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So we have him for 100. We got some cats, not a lot, and then you have
They're 50.
little $50 each, and then kittens were more, right? No, $50 each. Okay. Okay, I couldn't remember. And
I
then,
couldn't either. I wasn't sure.
yeah,
but they're
I'm like
the
at
same.
quoting prices. Yeah. I mean, that's great though, because literally they come, like you were saying, spayed, neutered, shots, heartworm
It's
tested.
important.
Yeah, it's very good. That's awesome.
So
Yeah, and if you guys too, if you're watching and you need to downsize, and you can't take your dog with you, and you want to make sure your dog gets a good home, you're the people to contact. Humane Society of Pasco County. You're gonna.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's on the website.
we are partners with Pasco County Animal Services. So when we have an owner surrender, we ask them to either hold on to the dog till I get an appointment, which I'll have one within 5 days,
Right.
and then they can bring them in that morning. Or if they can't keep them right away, if they could go to Animal Services, sign a paper for owner surrender, and then come to us.
Right, and then tell you where the dog's
And
at.
we'll
so-
take the dog.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So if you're worried and you want to make sure they're going to a good home and stuff,
Yeah.
that's awesome. You guys do a good job.
You're such a hamster.
I've seen you in the community as far as what you do, and that's great that you,
Thank you.
actually care. So that's nice. Yeah, he's getting all hyped up.
We had a volunteer meeting on Sunday, and our first quarter numbers that were shared, over 120
Wow.
dogs and cats.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
from January
That's
to March.
That's 12 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, careful. He's getting all hyped
Houdini.
up.
Houdini, settle,
He's getting,
settle.
he's like, I want more treats.
That's a lot of animals
Yeah.
that are spayed and neutered
Right.
that are out in the community.
We
that-
are also looking
Olivia.
for fosters
yourself.
for the hurricane season.
Oh, okay, right.
We're trying to put people in place,
Good
so
boy.
if a hurricane does hit us, we're looking
That's a
for
good idea.
people that will put their name, what they'll foster. You know, we also want to know what kind of animals. Do they have small kids? Do they have cats in their house?
Mm-hmm.
We need to know all that to put the right dog in the right foster.
Right. Oh, that's a good
we
idea.
do have a foster application
Online.
and it's online.
Oh, okay.
We just put it up. So
Oh, that's good to know.
so
So you
we're
guys are
looking
preparing.
forward to expanding in that
Yeah.
way.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah, and there's the website there too. Yeah, that's awesome. So I know it's Volunteer Appreciation Week. I know you sent me all your volunteers, and I don't know if it came over as far as my computer and the attachment and stuff, but I know you had quite a few volunteers. Oh my gosh.
And I'd like
I
to,
mean, I know you guys can't see this list, but this whole paper is full of names, you know.
We couldn't do it without
Wow. That's
that
amazing.
list of people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's everybody working together.
How many people are on this
You're
list?
looking at yourself on the camera.
Quite a few. Looks like,
I think she
Under
said
50?
we have like 39
yeah.
that are
That's-
active, and you know, we have some that just do transportation for us, that's a big help for me
Right.
to do transportation.
Houdini.
Right.
Sit.
Because otherwise I'm every day running back and forth.
Right.
I'm at Pasco more than I am at the Humane Society sometimes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, picking them up and checking them.
Dropping them.
Yeah.
You know what?
So
Yeah.
the best thing, that's awesome. So I know that each one of these people, I think I've met all. It's so funny because we were just talking about that. We got Sue, we got Susie, we got Suzanne. You guys got a lot of. So chances are, if I just Jenifer with the one
Give
N.
him a shout out.
Yeah. Yeah, and Olivia, where's your name on? We got to add your name on there because she's in there too. Yeah, this is a large list. So, so they wanted to take special time to thank you guys for volunteering, and basically it's Volunteer Appreciation Week, and take time out to thank you guys and know that you're appreciated for the Humane Society, all you do. So that's amazing that you have that many volunteers. That's really amazing.
We're blessed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So,
We also do a lot with the high school, and that's why we have a lot of volunteers, and they need their hours for high school.
right.
So we do that program for them.
Right,
So they
yeah.
get their hours.
That is amazing. Yeah. So if you're in high school and you're trying to do the volunteer hours, this counts for Humane Society. And you get to deal with dogs too. Sometimes dogs are a little easier than going to volunteer your time with like people when you're in high school. I think most high schoolers like dogs and animals more, you know. So
Well, and it gives a high schooler a great chance to see the responsibility that comes.
Yeah,
taking
true.
care of the cleaning up after, the walking, the training.
right.
Because when they're, when you leave high school and you think that you're already conquered the world and
Yeah.
you know more than your parents, and everybody wants to
sounds
get
so
a dog
familiar.
or a puppy, right?
Yeah.
So it gives them also an understanding of how much work and the lifetime commitment that is in it.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah.
it isn't no easy.
Right. Yeah, or even if you're, say you're watching this show and you have kids who want a dog, but you don't have a place for a dog, but they really want animals, you can literally get them involved with you guys, and
Yes.
they can spend time with the animals, and then they might change their mind, or they might want 10,
And we're
10 of
looking
them.
for fosters. People
Yeah.
who just want, because we do find that we have dogs that will come in that don't do well in that setting.
Right.
So we're always trying to find people to help us.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, that's
and
awesome.
it makes a big difference with how the outcome of the dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Love. Right.
Yeah.
It goes a long
Love
way.
goes around and
Yeah.
goes a long way.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I mean, you guys do so much, and it's amazing that you have time to do as much as you do. And we were talking about
It's
the buildings.
because of all the volunteers
Yeah.
we have. That's why we're able to do what we do.
Yeah, yeah, you guys have a good unit. We were talking about the actual places that you have the
Kennels.
the actual, and then you wanted to get a new building. I think you're trying
Which we're working on.
Right.
We got a new contractor.
Okay.
We have Qualified Services Corporation, a man by the name of Ronnie Bryant.
Okay.
He will be helping us. He's been at our place twice. He did measurements. We're going to go with a big place. We're going metal.
Oh, good.
Hi, buddy.
And we should be breaking ground. Probably within 3 weeks, we'll be breaking ground.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. So
So
that's
we're
good
so
news.
We'll bring
excited.
pictures.
Yeah.
To put on for
Yeah, that's awesome.
We are so excited.
I bet. That's awesome. Yeah, that'll be great because that'll talk about, it'll be easier on you guys too when you have a nicer center to go into to help the dogs. It'll be not just easier on them, but easier on you guys, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, so I know that you had the one person who had gone in and I think they paid for a groomer to come in.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. I mean, there's all sorts of things. If you don't have time to, you know, if you're working from home and you want to foster, that's great. But if you don't have time to do anything, there's the Amazon wish list. There's things that you guys need in there.
We're also adding a Chewy link.
Oh, okay.
And really, I mean, as far as Chewy goes, like if you're night shopping and you know the address of the shelter, like
just send whatever
just
over.
send a box.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We always look again for the martingale collars, for the Easy Walk harnesses, cookies,
boy. Yeah.
you know, kitty treats,
Yeah.
scratch pens.
And is there any like dire need things that you guys are really? I know last week it was cat food, right?
And cat
Moist
litter.
cat food, and cat litter.
Those
Okay.
are always
And
big
oddly
things.
enough, wee pads or chucks, what they call hospital chucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are always in need.
We have more puppies than we realized
Well, it's
for a
like
while
we
now.
have
Okay.
puppies, dogs under 2 or dogs over 8.
Okay.
I mean, it's really, and then, you know, when you have a smaller elderly dog, like they
Yeah.
are using a wee pad.
Yeah. Some
And
of them
we
are trained on
trying,
those too.
We are trying to start putting some elderly dogs in our program.
Oh, okay.
Because we have a lot of elderly who come and want dogs.
Yeah.
But a dog like this is
Yeah,
not
too
for
much energy
it's too
for
much energy.
older person,
So
yeah.
get an older dog with less energy
Yeah. It's a
and
good match.
a senior dog who needs love.
Yeah,
And
that's
unfortunately,
awesome.
there are a lot of senior dogs who need love.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. Well, thanks so much for coming in today. We appreciate all you guys what
Thank
you
you.
do for
Thank
the community.
you.
You guys are awesome. And Houdini here is available for adoption.
Houdini!
Also want to thank Nightberry Title Services and Delynn Gaston for the mortgage firm. I want to thank our sponsors. And you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. If you need buying or selling, call me.